And we welcome you live here for round 8 after a bunch of delays here in Austria. And yeah, a bunch of delays here for round 8 of the season here in Spielberg. We are live here finally for the season 3 Austrian Grand Prix. We got an 18-minute qualifying session, then a 36-lap race on our hands. We had the reverse race last night. It was planned to be on Wednesday, but we got a low driver count, so we moved it to Thursday. And yeah, what a finish we got last night. It was a shame it wasn't broadcasting because, yeah, it was an amazing finish. Ryan Ocon took the win last night in the Austria reverse race, which was a really interesting win for Ryan Ocon. Obviously, he has, I believe he has one win in Formula Allegiant, which was the Season 2 Monaco Grand Prix that he won in reverse. But that finish did not come without controversy. Both the Williams, Royce Krohn and Ryan Ocon, got together in the final corner, and Royce Krohn ended up going in spinning out in the final corner after contact with Ryan Ocon. Stewards deemed it a racing incident, but definitely a very controversial finish last night, but we'll see if we see the same tonight. We have a really stacked field here in Austria, and it's going to be interesting to see how this goes because, yeah, really stacked field at a really short track, the shortest track on the calendar. It could get wild here in Austria. This is not a race you want to miss here in Austria. Apologies if I'm a little rusty at commentating. Obviously, we had an off week last week, so that might be a little bit rusty. But nonetheless, we are here in Austria. We look at Jonathan Hibbett in the Red Bull, who did not make last night, I believe. And he is here in the Red Bull here racing the actual Austrian Grand Prix. The main race here in Austria, the main event. But here comes Jonathan Hibbett making his way through here. He's on his first qualifying lap in that Red Bull. His teammate Maddox Beard in the White Bull. Both Red Bulls running different liveries, I guess. But yeah, Maddox running the White Bull here in Austria. A little bit odd to see them running different liveries, but you know, that's just how it goes sometimes. Because yeah. Sometimes how it goes at online racing F1 because you don't have to run the same livery. But yeah. Now a big name that made their debut last night in Austria is I guess I shouldn't say a big name, but a big name on the Roblox side and the only driver in this league in Formula Allegiant that raced on the Roblox side except for Maddox Beard. Ross has joined the league for the rest of I don't even know what I'm talking about for at least the rest of season 3. He's in the Haas, and yeah, Ross was your season 2 and 3 NASCAR Allegiant Cup Series champion. He won both of those championships, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, Ross, the 2-time NASCAR Allegiant Cup Series champion. But obviously, that was on Roblox. How will he be able to do on an F1 game, an actual console game, and a lot more realistic than Roblox? Takes probably a lot more skill. How will Ross adapt here tonight? I don't know if he had the greatest pace. He also got himself a major warning for impeding Grant Ward in qualifying. But he was just trying to get up to grips. I don't think he really had any practice. But he's here racing tonight here in Austria. He is 30 seconds off the pole time right now by Savage, who's now a reserve driver, because he wasn't sure if he wasn't able to race earlier this season. But he had his one race win under his belt, and that was the season 2 Brazilian Grand Prix, where he won that race. Same race where Royce Krohn was crowned champion, but Dylan Tate goes top of the board in the Ferrari, the car that Savage won in season 2 at Brazil. Maddox Spear currently 3rd, Jonathan Hibbett 4th. There's the Aston Martin making his debut. There's a lot of drivers making their debut tonight. A lot of people just joined the league pretty recently. We had a bunch of delays because there was a bunch of people joining, and we had to get them in the lobby. So yeah, that was the main reason why we had a lot of delays. But yeah, at least tonight we had like a 15-minute delay before the race start. But yeah, I gotta get some of these names down. So let's go ahead and see. Aston Martin is. Give me a second here. I need to find. Maybe sign up, or I don't know if he actually did. So if he didn't, we'll just call him Devin. That's what we'll call him as. But yeah, he's in the Aston Martin. He's also a reserve driver. A lot of reserve drivers making starts tonight. And there's also the McLaren. He's not on track, but he's also making his debut tonight. I don't think he even signed up as a name either. Yeah, I don't believe he did. But, yeah, I'm just looking, or wait. Sorry, I could be wrong. It might be in the thread in Discord. Hold on, just give me a second. This is a little awkward. Just give me 1 second. This is a little awkward. I'm just trying to learn these guys' names, but yeah, currently it's Dontek still top of the board. Just gonna kind of yap a little bit while people are making their laps. While I'm trying to find these people's names. If not, then I'll just have to call Owl, or maybe I'll probably just call him Owl. But I just need to see. Second here, and just gonna have a little break. So just give me a second here. I'll be back in a few minutes. So just enjoy some raw footage here. It's a little bit awkward, but yeah, just enjoy some raw footage here. I'll go ahead and put the cameras on some people. But yeah, just give me a sec. Okay. I'm back. I'm just gonna probably call them by their usernames because I can't find. I'll probably just look after the race. They'll probably get that all sorted out. Since they just joined the league, it's hard to. I couldn't really find because I don't think they. Oh, that's Devin off the road. Devin pulls it into the pit lane after a slide in the final corner. But yeah, I'll look into it after the race. There's another car off. That is Ross in the gravel. Chaos here in quali. Ross gonna have to be careful and get on track. Make sure he doesn't impede anyone like he did last time. He's gonna get off the racing line. Good from Ross. But yeah, Night Owl goes top of the board, and yeah, in that McLaren, I feel like in these recent seasons we've kind of gotten away from drivers actually putting in names. They were just kind of going off their usernames. I think Savage might have actually signed up for a name, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm just gonna have to look at it. So I'm just gonna call Savage Savage this race. That's what we called him in the season 2 Brazilian Grand Prix, where he made his first start and got his first win also. But yeah, 103.3 at the top of the board. These guys are fast. At least the people that just joined. Night Owl seems very quick in that McLaren as a reserve driver. And you gotta think, when is Ardell Mornow gonna make another race? Because Ardell Mornow is definitely a really fast driver and could probably get his first win, but he hasn't been making races recently. You gotta wonder, I mean, when will he make another race? I mean, will he be going for this championship at Formula Allegiant Season 3? I mean, who knows? But yeah, there's a lot of good drivers. This is probably the most competitive championship we've had in probably Formula Allegiant history. Obviously, last season was between Royce Crowd, Dylan Fake, and also Grant Ward was also in that mix. It was not nearly as competitive as what we might see this season. And obviously, season 1 was the least competitive. But might have had the best driver in the league still. In terms of pace, Sam Lewis obviously won the season 1 title. But yeah, I mean, it is a little early to talk about championship stuff. I mean, yeah, it's definitely pretty early in the season still. I mean, we're about halfway through the season because we got 17 rounds this season. So yeah, we are about halfway actually through the season. But still, I mean, this is probably about the time of the season where we're going to want to start talking about championships a little bit and how are you going to go for that championship. I mean, at this point in the season, we kind of see who's actually going to go for it and who's not, like who's actually showing up to the races and who has the pace to win the championship. And usually it's the person that makes the most races and also has the best pace that wins the championship, which last season that was both Dylan Fake and Royce Crown most likely. But yeah, I got 6 minutes left on the clock, and another guy that I haven't mentioned yet, Amar Takar is back. He raced early season 2. He almost won the Spanish Grand Prix, but that's also the same race that Dylan Fake made his debut with Amar Takar. Dylan Fake came out on top that race. Amar Takar has gotten super close to winning in this league. I mean, he could have probably won the Monaco Grand Prix in season 2 also, but then he unfortunately wrecked the car early. He was a V-Carb. He's now on the Sauber as a reserve driver. That is also a great scheme on that Sauber. I didn't really know that scheme was in the game actually, but that's a nice scheme for Amar Takar. Nice livery in that kick Sauber. Obviously, Sauber not a thing in real life anymore. It's now Audi, but Formula Allegiant will still have Sauber for probably the next few seasons until they add the 2026 cars. Yep. Ooh, got close to the wall there. Gotta be careful there, obviously. The entrance can be a little sketchy here. But yeah. Royce Crown with a 103.6. He's not too far away from pole position. Royce Crown got super close last night, as I mentioned, but wasn't quite able to get it with contact with Ryan Ocon. Ryan Ocon is currently 9th on the board. Royce Crown heading into the pit lane. Gonna probably get a fresh set of sauce on that car. And yep, it's gonna be an interesting fight for pole position. It might be super close at the top of the board. This league over the seasons has just gotten more and more competitive as more people join the league. And this is going to be interesting to see how good people are going to be in this race, the people that joined. It's going to be probably their first impressions. Savage going to come into the pit lane in the Mercedes. Was the Ferrari season 2. So look at Dylan Fake. Dylan Fake, I believe, is your championship leader. I will check that, though. Give me 1 second. He is. Dylan Fake is your championship leader. Billy Cugger is second, but he is not racing this race tonight, so that's big. Maddox Beard, I don't think he's going to... No, I don't know if he's going to be able to get second in the championship from Billy Cugger tonight, but he definitely could get close. He could get closer. That's what Maddox Beard really needs, because obviously he's an owner. He'll probably, I mean, he's probably gonna want to make every single race, because he's an owner just like I am with this league, and yeah, he obviously wants to make every race he can. And yeah, if he continues to do that, he could definitely have a chance, because he has the pace also. but still has never won a race. But we'll see. Austria is definitely, I think, one of Maddox Beard's better tracks, and I think he could definitely maybe go for a win tonight. But so far, his quality pace does not seem great, but he's definitely not bad. I'm sure he'll probably pick it up. As a little bit of track limits from Dylan Thake, but I think it's probably fine with standard track limits. Let's also pull up the lap data here for these final runs. Dylan Thake gonna bail on his lap. Might have invalidated the lap actually. Yeah, here comes Royce Crown heading out of the pit lane. Or no, that's not Royce Crown. What am I talking about? That is Bill Martin's car heading out for his final run. He's currently top of the board. It wouldn't be his first pole position in Formula Allegiant. He got pole in Season 2 Monaco, and he might have got it actually. I think he did get it at Season 2 Spain, but I could be wrong. Martin Carr's been super good on one lap pace, but then in the race he's just made mistakes, sort of like how Dylan Thake was last season also. But we'll see. I mean, maybe he's also gotten better with not making mistakes. Yeah, Martin Carr looking to get his first career Formula Allegiant win tonight. And one of his first starts, believe it or not, even though he did race in Season 2. Took a big break from this league, and now he's back middle of the season, Season 3. That's car off. Who would that be? That is that Savage? I believe it was Savage. It might have been. Yeah, I believe it was Savage or something. I saw Mercedes. Or it might have been Aston Martin, I don't know. But anyways, here comes Mark's car to start his final flying lap. He's gonna go way wide, all the way out to the wall. Yeah, track limits here is interesting because standard track limits is usually kind of too lenient at this track, but then strict is a little too strict at this track. So there's not really a fine line. But you're still not going to want to go out there because you're going to get warnings in the race. But you can do it in quality because warnings won't invalidate your time. But here comes the Martin car, going to make his way down the hill, heading up into the sweeping corners. There's also Night Owl on his final flying lap. He's 3/10 in the green as he locks up though. But he could maybe get into the 102s, which would be a crazy lap here in Austria. Savage starting his final run, or final lap. Devin also has gone way up the board. He is 4th. We kind of missed that. There's a car off. Who was that? Oh, that's another car off. That was that Martin's car. Martin's car is at the barrier. Martin's car is off. And same with Ross. It's chaos in the final corner. Chaos in the final corner here in Austria. They're going to rejoin the track, but now that might kill both their qualies. I'm not sure what happened between them. Here comes Night Owl. He is improving a ton. Touches the grass. He's off the road. What will Night Owl do? Up to the line. He goes to pole position even with running off. And Night Owl takes pole position, but will it stand? Here comes Savage. Savage, I don't think he's improving though. What about Royce Crown? He is improving, but let's look at Savage. He makes his way through the final corners. What can Savage do? He runs really wide. Track limits here are really interesting and quality. But here comes Savage up to the line. He spins and he can't quite get to pole position. But what can Royce Crown do? Here he comes. A 10th in the green won't be enough for pole position, but where can he improve himself to? Up to 5th for Royce Crown in the Williams. Maddox Beard up to 4th. Who else is left? Bradley up to the line. I don't think that was a good lap from Bradley, and he is the last car over the line. Night Owl is. First start is on pole position here in Austria. What a qualifying. Night Owl on pole position. Martin Carr 2nd. Savage 3rd. Maddox Beard 4th. Royce Crown 5th. Devin 6th. Dylan Thake, your championship leader, down in 7th. Bradley 8th. John Fibb at 9th. Ryan Ocon, your reverse race winner, down in 10th. Billy Carter is actually here. He's 11th. I don't know what I was talking about earlier. He's 11th. Rough qualifying for him, though. And Ross, making his first Grand Prix debut tonight. He qualifies last in 12th place. But yep, that will do it here in qualifying. And now time for the main event here, the Austrian Grand Prix. So, all right, here we go. So, all right, here we go. Drivers gonna get their setups in. They're gonna get their fuel in and their strategies in, and then we'll head into the formation lap, and there'll be lights out here in Austria. This is the first race after the 1 year mark of this league. The first race in this league, the Season 1 Austrian Grand Prix. Made it all the way up to Season 3 Austria in a year. And the reverse race was called the 1 year anniversary Grand Prix, like F1 did with Silverstone in 2020 in real life. But yep, we took that idea and did it for the reverse race. But here for the main race here in Austria, here we go. Drivers got their stats and stuff. As all we know, formation lap. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and the lights down. Away we go. Run away here in the Austrian Grand Prix. Is Night Owl off to a great start. Everyone starts to call. There's chaos at the start. Everyone off as there's 2 cars off, and that's before even turn 1. That was Savage in a March car. Not sure what happened. Chaos at the start as this max speed 10-second time penalty. Not sure what happened, but Night Owl leads heading up through turn 2. No safety car out, I don't think. I might have messed up the lobby settings a little bit. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I messed it up a little bit. Because, there's meant to be a formation lap. There's no formation lap. I think I might have messed that up. But, yeah, Night Owl still leads here. Heading up through the sweeping corners. It was completely my bad with the formation lap. But hopefully that's the only lobby issue we have here tonight. But here we go. Night Owl leads, heading up through here, and yeah, with Royce Crown up to second on the start after all the chaos as yellow flags. What is it for? That is a March car off. He started second, and now he is down to plumb last here in Austria. Night Owl sets the fastest lap. Royce Crown second, Devin third. There's a Ferrari almost spinning, and now Billy Kruger up to fourth. What is going on here in Austria? Royce Crown goes for the lead. They're fighting, banging wheels as Royce Crown side by side with Night Owl. And Royce Crown will take the lead. He also got the DRS. Here comes Devin up to second. And yeah, here we go. Down into turn 4. Devin takes the lead. Devin takes the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. What a race this is here on lap 2 here in Austria. Devin leads. Royce Crown second, Night Owl third, Billy Kruger fourth, and Ryan Ocon up to fifth. Everyone just shuffle positions here on this race start. And here we go. Devin makes his way through here, leads the field, and here we go. Hey, through the final corners, here comes Royce Crown. He's going to have DRS, and here comes Royce Crown, gaining. Can't get there. He'll likely get it up in turn 3. So he goes off, almost in the barrier, keeps it off the wall, but here comes Night Owl. Night Owl goes to the inside, and here we go. Will he get it into the braking zone? He will. He's going to get alongside, almost making contact. And Night Owl will get the position, I believe. Yes, he will. He's going to shut the door on Royce Crown, and Night Owl up to second. Devin still leads, but Night Owl hunting him down. This is what a lot of this race is going to be. It's just going to be kind of a huge DRS train here in Austria. No one's going to really be able to get away, which is frustrating for the drivers, but it's awesome for us to watch. And yeah, you see this nice blimp cam here. You see all the gaps between these cars. Not much of a gap between the top 5, even top 6. Maybe we'll make that top 7. Everyone's pretty close to each other. That's Ross almost off into the barrier. He's in the gravel, and Ross down in 11th. Maddox Beard had a rough start. He's 9th. I'm not sure what happened, but he does have a 10-second penalty. We'll have to look at that and see if it counts, though. But yeah, here we go. Lap 4 here in Austria. Here comes Night Owl. He's going to go to the inside. Night Owl makes the send. Will he go deep? He does. Night Owl goes deep, and here comes Devin with the crossover. Devin will keep the lead, but now Night Owl, I believe, will have the DRS. Will he have another look? He will. To the inside here in turn 4. Side by side, Devin hangs it around the outside. Good defense, but here comes Night Owl. Now Night Owl's going to have the outside. Will he be able to hang it around the outside to the sweeping corners? A lot harder to do than turn 4, and Devin will keep the lead, shuts the door, almost pushes him into the gravel, but Devin will keep the lead. All of these, or the top 2, are both looking for their first career Former Allegiant wins tonight, and Royce Crown looking to gain points in the championship. Your Season 2 former Allegiant champion is looking to get an Austrian Grand Prix win tonight. But here we go, heading up through here. An action-packed start here in Austria, but here we go. 5 laps in, they run wide. I believe both the top 2 ran wide. That could be a warning for them for track limits. But here comes Night Owl. He's going to send it to the inside again. They both lock up. And Night Owl goes deep again, and here comes Devin back to the inside, and Devin will keep the lead while Night Owl brushes the grass, and here comes Royce Crown. He's going to look to the inside. Night Owl shuts the door, and yeah, he bangs wheels with Royce Crown, and oh, contact. Contact between the McLaren and Royce Crown. Obviously, Royce Crown, this is not the McLaren. He is used to racing. He's more used to racing Ardell Moore now. Even Michael Lonsbury also, who's not here tonight. The yellow flags, I'm not sure what it's for. Not sure what has been going on in the back of this field. I'm really hoping safety cars are turned on, because I might have forgotten to turn that on, but it might have been default with safety cars. I could be wrong, though. So here we go. I think I completely forgot to look at all the rules of flags, to be honest. I could be wrong. Here we go. Lap 6 here in Austria. More locking up, heading up through turn 3, heading down this straightaway. Final DRS zone on the track, and here comes Night Owl. Will he have a send? Night Owl's been brave on the brakes, but has not been able to make any moves stick yet. Ryan Ocon, 10-second penalty. What's happened to him? There's contact, and there's a big shunt and through the final corner. Sorry, what am I saying? The final corner, turn 3. I don't know why I said final corner. A big shunt, and yeah, those 3 cars off. What happened? Just don't mind this on the stream. Actually, I'll check it when they get to the sweeping cars. I'm gonna check if safety cars are on, because yeah, that's my bad if they aren't, to be honest. But yeah, here we go. Devin leads, heading up through here. Oh, runs wide again. Night Owl now closes up, but here comes Night Owl in the McLaren with the DRS, but is he going to be able to get it? Yes, he will, to the inside, but will he go deep this time? He goes a little deep. Devin with the crossover, but Night Owl made a mistake. Oh no, there's contact! Contact between Night Owl and he's off the road. Night Owl in the barrier, he's going to reset the car, but Night Owl got just a little too aggressive, and into the barrier he went. What chaos this has been here in Austria, and with the 2 leaders colliding. Royce Crown, with all his experience in this league, he has gotten up to first place, and he is leading the Austrian Grand Prix. Here we go, side by side, heading up the sweeping corners. Contact between Savage and Night Owl. Night Owl's not been the cleanest here tonight. I would love to look at the settings, but there's so much going on track right now. March car down in 11th, Ryan Ocon down in 12th after that big shunt they had. I'm not sure what happened. This whole weekend, honestly, in Austria has just been a mess, but here we go. 3-second time penalty for Ryan Ocon for corner cutting again. He's also off the road and spun. Here comes Maddox Beard. There's some fighting with Savage. Beard's going to send it 3 wide. Looking for a 2-for-1, and Maddox Beard, he will complete that pass. What a move from the Red Bull. Or I guess maybe I should say White Bull, as here we go. But now Maddox Beard is going to be under attack here. Heading up through here, Night Owl, what will he do? He's proven to be really aggressive on the brakes. And here he comes down the inside. They bang wheels again. Night Owl has not been respectful to these drivers tonight. So here we go. Savage looking on Maddox Beard. Beard couldn't Beard cut him off as here we go. Heading up through here. As now Devin into the pit lane. Let's go and look at the tires everyone's on real quick. Majority's on the mediums, but some are on the hards. Bradley, I think, has already made a pit stop. But he's the only one that's made a pit stop here tonight. Yep, they're gonna get Devin's gonna get his mandatory tire compound swap here. And he's gonna get back out on track here. There's also a Ferrari in the pit lane. That would be Dylan Fake, who is your championship leader. Now Royce Brown has a really big lead after Devin comes into the pit lane. Devin looking to get an undercut. As yeah, I don't know what's been happening, but March car now another 3-second penalty. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and look at this. I gotta check the rules and flags. Okay, safety cars are on, but it's a broadcast safety car. I didn't look at the I didn't look at these at all, but they're all pretty much almost the same as what they usually are anyway, so it's not too bad. It's just safety car. If we do get a safety car, it will be broadcast, but it's still standard safety car, so you can see safety cars tonight. I think it's might supposed to be increased safety cars. No, Ryan Occon's off. Ryan Occon is off, your reverse race winner, and he's in the barrier, and I'm not sure what's been going on with Ryan Occon. He is now, I believe, down a lap. If I had to guess, is yeah, Ryan Occon gonna smash the signs, and yeah, Ryan Occon won the reverse race last night, and now he's gonna put in the barrier. Ryan Occon in the barrier, in the pit barrier. I don't know what Ryan Occon's trying to do, but yeah. So here we go. Royce Crown still leads. This has been a big mess here in Austria. I don't know what's been going on. I'm surprised we haven't even seen a safety car yet. Really should have seen a safety car by now. So, another 10-second penalty for Marta Carr. Yep, lap 10 here in Austria. This has been absolute chaos here in Spielberg. Royce Crown still your leader by 9 seconds, but the person he was fighting, Devin, he has made his pit stop, and yeah, now Billy Kreger's in the pit lane. Same with Maddox Beard and the White Bull. Beard comes into the pit lane with Billy Kreger. Billy Kreger's second in the championship. Beard third in the championship. Yep, Devin now up to second, and he will get a huge undercut on Royce Crown once Royce Crown elects to come into the pit lane. Yep, looking here, Ross is still yet to make a pit stop, making his debut here tonight after racing on the Roblox side of things back when the NASCAR Allegiant Cup Series was a thing the longest time. Oh, Ross! They made some contact with the car in front. That was Billy Kreger, but Ross, he keeps it going and keeps it on track. That might be all you need to do here in Austria at this point. This has been absolute chaos. Royce Crown, oh my gosh, what am I talking about? Royce Crown is still leading, and yeah, 15 seconds to Devin, who once Royce Crown pits, though, Devin will have a comfortable lead. Bradley up to fourth. I don't know what happened to Night Owl. Night Owl has just been kind of struggling. I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of penalties handed out after this race. But here we go. Night Owl going to come into the pit lane. Thankfully, he was ghosted there, so no one ran into him. The Night Owl likes to come into the pit lane, the pole sitter. And Marta Carr is out. Ryan Occon, I don't know what Ryan Occon is doing. He's reversing it just like he won Monaco in season 3. Or sorry, season 2, what am I talking about? We don't have Monaco season 3. But yeah, do we see a safety car now? Not saying safety car on the board, so no safety car yet. Stewards have deemed that no, this has been worthy of a safety car. So here we go, fighting here. That is, I believe that is Savage and Bradley. the V-Carb and the Mercedes side by side. Savage gonna prevail, heading up to the sweeping corners, but a great race other than the chaos in the back. Yep, here we go. Race Crown still leading, and an absolute barn burner of a race here in Austria. You see the gap. See Devin just heading up through turn 1 in the background, while Race Crown Ed just got through turn 3. Yeah, lap 13 here in Austria. Things have started to settle down, but not here. Oh no! Who was that off? I think that was Ryan Ocon. Yep, Ryan Ocon in the barrier again. Should probably just try and retire the car at this point. But yeah, it is looking here. This battle's kind of gotten split up a little bit. Bradley obviously on much worn tires than these guys. This Bradley pit really early. He's gonna have to make kind of a stop for sure. Royce Crown now into the pit lane. I was just about to mention, is he going for the one stop? I don't think he is. Locked it up into the pit lane. Thankfully he did not speed though in the pits. And yep, now Devin's gonna get a huge undercut as he's already made his pit stop. And Devin gonna take the lead here in Austria. Royce Crown will have the tire advantage, obviously. Gonna probably gain a lot. Dylan Thake's gonna pass Royce Crown. But will Savage be able to pass him? It's gonna be close. No, it's not gonna be close. Actually, Royce Crown will come out in third. We're gonna have a huge tire advantage, and I believe Dylan Thake still needs to pit. Devin does not need to pit, so this is so it's between Devin and Royce Crown for this lead as Ross gets a 3-second penalties. Now a lot of penalties handed out here tonight, but yeah, lap 14 here is. Did Night Owl maybe disconnect? Night Owl might have disconnected, but he's gonna just, yeah, I think his AI is driving the car right now, but he'll probably be able to get back in here. Didn't realize that. Here we go, looking at any battles here through the field. Not really much, except for this. Billy Kreger looking to gain points on Dylan Thake in the championship. We'll see if Billy Kreger can do just that. Bradley in 6th. Yep, lap 15, nearing about halfway through this race here in Austria. We look at Devin in the Aston Martin. Oh, he has a big slide there. That was a big moment from Devin. But he keeps it going. Don't think he's gaining. Has he made his pit stop? I gotta check this. He has made a pit stop actually. Yes, he actually pit on the same lap as Devin. So yeah, this is actually the race for the lead. Don't think is in the question for this race for the lead also, but he is pretty far back to Devin. But has he managed his tires better than Devin? That is the thing. But Royce Crown's gaining a lot on those fresh mediums. Yeah. We look here, fight for second about to be on, but might not be much of a fight because here comes Royce Crown gaining fast on those fresh medium tires. Has much more grip than the Ferrari with the faster, fresher tires. Here we go. Here comes Royce Crown. Will he look to the inside here? He will not. He's going to stay behind. Going to wait to, I think he's going to wait for this straightaway coming up here. He's going to wait here. And now he's going to go. Here he comes. Going to pull to the outside of Dylan Thake. Going to use the DRS to his advantage. And Royce Crown up to second. And Devin will see that in his mirrors. And he knows Royce Crown is coming really quickly up to the back of Devin. He'll probably be there pretty soon. And you got to wonder if Royce Crown could be going for the one stop, though. I mean, it's pretty early in the race still, so I don't think he is. But you never know. As Ryan Ocon, not just sure why Ryan Ocon's still on track. He has 16 seconds worth of penalties, by the way. 16 seconds. I don't know if he's really been taking this race too seriously. And then yeah, Ross has 3 seconds penalties. That's the only 2 penalties that are out right now. Maddox Beard served his 10-second penalty, I believe, in the pit lane. So he's pretty far back, but if we get a safety car, he could definitely be in the fight. We are about halfway through the Austrian Grand Prix as, yeah, Race Crown hunting down Devin. If you're just tuning in, we're about to have another fight for the lead on. It was chaos at the race start, and yeah, Royce Crown is now hunting down Devin for this lead. After Devin did undercut Royce Crown with the overcut, trying to catch back up to Devin. Devin on the hards, Royce Crown on the mediums. But yep, here we go. So make their way, heading up through turn 4 and heading up down into the sweeping corners here for the 17th time today. And there's some shuffling here. Not any shuffling actually, it's just Ross into the pit lane. The Haas of Ross heading out of the pits. Haas has been kind of filled with NASCAR based drivers. Because Milk raced a few races in Formula Allegiant in that Haas, and now Ross, he has a NASCAR background. He's also racing here. But yeah, both of them have, I believe, raced also the NASCAR Allegiant Cup Series before they joined. I believe Milk did make a few NASCAR Allegiant Cup Series starts, but yeah, obviously NASCAR NACS doesn't exist anymore. That got shut down almost a year ago at this point, actually. Just about 11 months ago, it was actually shut down. There's a whole lore behind it, to be honest, but it was a great road racing league before stuff went down. As Devin, big slide there, big slide. That was a good save from Devin, and yeah, you can tell he's losing grip on those hards because Royce Crown is right there, a second behind Devin, and if you get within that 1 second range, you will get the DRS. That rear wing will go open in the DRS zones, and you will gain a lot. As here we go, yellow flags. Not sure what it's for, but going back to the DRS, yeah, you'll be much faster down the straightaways with that rear wing open. Royce Crown didn't quite get it that time, but he probably will soon. Don't believe he got it this time either, but he will get it on this next straightaway. You'll see the rear wing go open. Yep, obviously DRS not a thing in F1 anymore with the new generation of cars, even though technically you could say it kind of is. But yeah, here we go. Lap 19. Royce Crown is here. Caught up to Devin. Williams versus Aston Martin, and then Ferrari lurking behind the championship leader of Dylan Thake, looking to win another race here. He's been on a roll recently in Formula Allegiant. Got multiple wins this season. He's the winningest driver on the season, I believe. But yeah, here we go. On to lap 20. When will Devin have to pit? That's the thing. I don't think Royce Crown's going to be able to go the whole race on the mediums, but I don't think Devin will be able to on the hards. So it'll be interesting to see how the strategies shake up here here on Austria, especially if we do get a safety car. That could shake things up too. But yeah, here we go. Royce Crown gaining in the DRS. Here he comes. Will he look to the inside? Yes, he will. And Royce Crown with the faster, fresher tires, much more grip than Devin. And Royce Crown has done his job, forces Devin wide, and Royce Crown will take the lead here in Austria. Royce Crown takes the lead as here comes Dylan Thake. Maybe Devin will be under attack from Dylan Thake. He will not, heading up through turn 4, but he could be here maybe next lap. But Royce Crown takes the lead here in Austria. He's looking to pull away on those fresher tires with the mediums. But when will those mediums wear down? We'll have to find out. But here we go. The overcut proved to work really well for Royce Crown. And that'll be interesting. You gotta take that into account for strategies. The overcut does work here. Here comes Dylan Thake. Will he have a look? Don't believe he will, because Devin still has a DRS on Royce Crown. He's still there, but I think Royce Crown's going to pull away. But maybe not with the DRS. Devin did his job as stayed in the DRS, so we'll see. Here he comes, heading up through here, sends it really deep, gonna fall back a little bit on exit, but he is still kind of there. He's gonna get the DRS to help him out right here. Gonna gain probably a tenth or two down that straightaway, but not gonna get there. And here we go. Lap 21 here in the Austrian Grand Prix. Let's look through the field here. I don't think there's much battling going on at this point, except for the battle for the lead. Yeah, not much. Oh no, that's Dylan Thake off the road. Dylan Thake, what has happened to Dylan Thake? Dylan has done super well at not making mistakes. But has he just made a crucial mistake here tonight in Austria? Because Dylan Thake has spun, I believe, heading out of the sweeping corners, and now Dylan Thake's gonna come into the pit lane. I'm not sure what happened to the Ferrari. As we were looking through the field, Dylan Thake, we just saw Dylan Thake off in the gravel. I'm not 100% sure what happened to him, but he's gonna come in, change the tires, gonna go for a huge undercut, assuming that's the top two coming to the pits. But yeah, that is a big moment here for Dylan Thake, and that's exactly what Billy Kreger wanted to see. His Ferrari teammate, both Ferraris going for the championship here. There's no Maddox Beard. As Maddox Beard retired in the pits, he said he might not be able to make the race tonight, or make the whole race tonight, do the whole distance, and yeah, I think he has elected to retire in the pit lane. I'm assuming I do hear a car in the pit lane. Yep, that's Maddox Beard, who is elected to retire early from the Austrian Grand Prix. So now we have lost two drivers here this race. Yeah, Devin now into the pit lane. Devin comes into the pits. He's going to try the undercut on Royce Crown here. So Ryan Ocon 10 second penalty. He has 26 seconds worth of penalties. Might be the most we've seen in Formula Allegiant. But yeah, Devin heads out of the pit lane. Savage also has a 10-second penalty, probably for speeding or something. But yeah, Devin heads out of the pits, 2 seconds behind Billy Kreger, who has still yet to pit. So that tells us he's about 20 seconds behind Royce Crown. Now what will be the call for Royce Crown? We'll have to see. Obviously, those mediums aren't going to go as long as I believe the hards did. I think he started on the hards. I would assume if he went really long. Those mediums are not going to go as long as the hards do. So, we'll see how this goes. What will the Williams do? A strategy? Yeah, he's going to come into the pits. Royce Crown into the pit lane. So now he's going to hope Devin doesn't get a huge undercut here. He's going to get held up by Billy Kreger, though. He's going to get in that dirty air. So this could help Royce Crown's case. Devin heading up to the final corner. Same with Billy Kreger. What will Billy Kreger do? He's going to come into the pit lane. And Royce Crown, he's heading out of his pit stall. This could be close. Here we go. Will the undercut work for Devin? Here we go. Royce Crown heading out of the pit lane. This is going to get really close between the front two drivers. Here we go. They're side by side exiting the pits. But Devin has the momentum, and he will take the lead here in Austria. But not by much. Here comes Royce Crown. Will he have a look here? He will. He looks to the inside. No, he does not have a look, actually. So will he have a look here? He's going to have DRS. He might go for a move heading up through turn 4, but he is on colder tires. Here comes Royce Crown. Looks to the inside. Already on the attack on those cold medium tires. As here we go. He's going to force Devin all the way to the outside of the track. And yeah, Royce Crown will take the lead here. But what will happen in terms of tire wear? Because Royce Crown's on the mediums, Devin's on the hards. Those mediums are going to start to go off at the end of this race. Devin will have the advantage at the end of this race, but Royce Crown's going to have the advantage now. Those mediums are going to wear down faster than the hard tires do. But we'll see. Here we go. If Devin stays in that DRS range, I feel like this looks really good for Devin, actually, because he's on those hards. So here we go. Lap 25 here in Austria. Devin might have a look heading up through turn 3. Through the bend, turn 2, into turn 3, into the braking zone. Devin waits. He's going to wait till probably turn 4 here. He'll get the DRS, but not the exit. As here we go. Here comes Devin. Will he have enough in the tank to get to Royce Crown? He will not. And yeah, Royce Crown's going to pull away a little bit. But Devin's just got to stay in that DRS range because he knows those tires are going to come to him. Dylan Fake or Savage, both of them fighting here for the final podium spot, but it won't be much of a fight because Dylan Fake does not have a 10-second penalty. Savage does, so it's not going to be much of a fight, honestly. There might be a fight on track, at least. Looking here, this is Bradley and Night Owl, your pole sitter. Night Owl just got a little too aggressive here in the first like 10 laps and ended up getting himself wrecked. And yeah, yellow flags, what is it for? I'm not sure what it was for. Yeah, it's gonna be a battle for 6th, we'll see. 6th and 7th both going for position. But yeah, here we go, looking at the battle for the lead once again. Battle for 3rd is also on. Savage gonna take 3rd again. Oh, big slide from Savage, though. Here comes Dylan Fake. Dylan Fake's going to have the DRS. He's going to look probably to the inside of Savage, I would think. No, I don't think he's going to quite have enough. Probably didn't have a lot of ERS there. I don't think both of them do, but Dylan Fake does know that Savage does have that 10-second penalty, so he doesn't need to fight him too hard unless he wants to go for this win, but he'll be 8 seconds behind the leaders if he does. Pass him as fighting here, Ross and Jonathan Hibbett. Here we go. Here comes Hibbett. Looks to the outside on Ross, and Jonathan Hibbett in the Red Bull will go ahead and pass Ross. Veteran versus rookie. Although Ross has been the Allegiant side of things longer than Jonathan Hibbett has technically. But yeah, here we go. They've got a lap car now. That would be Ryan Ocon. Will Ryan Ocon try to help his teammate for the, to the win? He's going to give his teammate DRS. You can get DRS off the lap cars if you're a second behind them. Yeah, that definitely helped Royce Crown's case right there, but Devin's still there. And yeah, Devin's stars should come in here. We're in the closing stages of this race. Lap 27 of 36 here in Austria. Who's going to come out on top? It's looking like it's going to come down to these top two. Williams or Aston Martin. The two probably most successful teams in Formula Legion. Same with Red Bull. It's Williams, Aston Martin, Red Bull that's had the most success in this league. Now Ferrari, honestly, might be in that question. They can keep the season up that they're having. But yeah, Ryan Ocon, what's happened to him? I'm not sure. Yeah, fighting here. Here comes Devin looking inside. And Devin will take the lead here in Austria. The Aston Martin goes to the lead, but here comes Royce Crown. Royce Crown's going to have the DRS now. Will he have a look heading up through turn 4? Here he comes, gaining, but can't get there. Devin keeps the lead, and he takes the lead here in Austria. That is great for Devin's case, but terrible for Royce Crown's case. Royce Crown's mediums are gonna go off. They're gonna start to fall off. I think we might be seeing it now already, but we'll see. Again, DRS can keep him in striking distance though. He's gonna get it if he doesn't mess up these final corners. Royce Crown will still have the DRS, so Royce Crown's still in the fight here. It's gonna be much harder for him to win it, considering Devin's on those hard tires. Devin sets the fastest lap of the race on those worn hards, but Devin has a big moment. Here comes Royce Crown. That's what Royce Crown really wanted to see. And here he comes, gaining to the rear gearbox, but can't get there. Aggression is going to ramp up here for these closing laps here in Austria. Who's going to win the Austrian Grand Prix? We're going to find out here soon. Royce Crown going to pull it to the outside. The Williams will take the lead here in Austria once again. Royce Crown takes the lead, but here comes Devin. He has a run, but now he's not going to have a run off the exit. But yeah, Royce Crown, Williams to the lead here in Austria. This is a great fight for the win here, but you got to also watch the fight for the podium here. Either way, Dylan Thake, if he stays in this position, he'll have the podium, because even if he does get passed by Savage, he will still have that podium position. But the thing is, you gotta wonder, could Billy Carter get in that 10-second range? He wants to, because he wants to minimize the points difference that'll have, or the points deficit that'll have after this race. Won't be too bad, but he wants to get every point he can, considering he's going for that world championship. But as it stands, Dylan Thake is going to gain a little bit in that championship. But here we go. Royce Crown is probably going to be the biggest gainer, though, if he can win this race. But Devin looking to steal it from him. Here comes Devin. He's going to have DRS, but not close enough, I don't think, into the braking zone. Locks it up a little bit, but game's pretty forgiving about those lockups. We're on lap 30, coming to lap 31. Laps go by super quick here. It's almost like the Martinsville of F1 if you watch NASCAR at all. Shortest track on the schedule. And yeah, now we start to catch some lap cars. Ross is now getting lapped in that Haas. Will he affect the battle for the lead at all? Obviously he's ghosted, but he could give them DRS, he won't. And yeah, Ross is actually going to head into the pit lane. Here we go. Royce Crown, Devin, both fighting for the win here. Here comes Devin with the DRS. Here we go. We got 6 laps to go here in the Austrian Grand Prix. Here comes Devin. He's going to have the run. Should get it up in turn 3, I believe. But yeah, here he comes into the braking zone. Not going to make the move. He'll wait for turn 4. But he might not get the run off the corner in that dirty air. Yeah, Royce Crown will get the run off the corner. Devin just hasn't been able to quite get those exits down. Naturally, Royce Crown does get the... Oh, that was a big send for Devin. Almost had a look there. Wasn't able to get there. But as I was saying, naturally, Royce Crown's going to get the better exits if he's out in front. Or in general, the car out front will get better exits, just how physics work. But it seems like Devin's still been struggling on the exits either way. We're right on board here with Devin. Makes his way through these final corners here. Lap 32. 5 to go here in Austria. Not long left. Here we go. Let's see. We're right on board with them. Is he close enough to make a move this time? I think he is. Here he comes. He's closer than he has been past few laps. Here comes the Aston Martin. Looks to the inside, and Devin will go for the lead once again. Devin takes the lead, but Royce Crown hits him with the crossover. Now Royce Crown's going to have the DRS. Will they swap once again? Royce Crown going to gain in that DRS. He's going to look to the inside. Royce Crown does not want to give up this lead, considering he's at the disadvantage with tires. Royce Crown, Devin, side by side, heading up to the sweeping corners. Royce Crown doesn't want to back out, but he'll have to. Devin, new race leader. Here in the Austrian Grand Prix, Devin takes the lead. And here we go. We head on to 4 laps to go at the line. 4 laps. What do you have in the tank here in Austria? Who's going to come out on top? Devin, Royce Crown. I've said it a billion times at this point, but we'll see. Here we go. Lap 33 and 36 here in Austria. So we head up into the chaos zone. Oh, big slide from Devin. That's a huge mistake. Here comes Royce Crown to the outside. And Royce Crown, he should get the lead here. But Devin's heading in there on the inside. Devin somehow defends it, and Devin will keep the lead. But maybe not for long. Here comes Royce Crown, doing better on those exits of the corners. And here comes Royce Crown, going to have a look down the inside. Can't get there, though. Didn't quite commit to it. Royce Crown does not want to come up, oh my gosh, he does not want to come just up short. 2 races in a row. As he came short last time out in the Austria reverse race yesterday. Obviously not for full points though. It's more like a sprint race. Obviously it was also a 35% race. It's a 50% length race. And here we go. 3 laps to go in Austria. What will Royce Crown do to get this race win? He wants to get this win. Royce Crown. He's gotten robbed of a lot of wins this season, but he doesn't want to get robbed of this one. Here comes Royce Crown looking. Not going to look, actually. He's not going to quite get there. He's trying to find a way around that Aston Martin. Ross gets another 3-second time penalty, but here comes Royce Crown in the DRS, but he's not quite there. Those mediums are starting to fall off. This is looking great for Devin. Obviously in the dirty air, Royce Crown's going to struggle. He gets a big slide off turn 4, and now that's going to really hurt him. No, it didn't hurt him too badly. He lost a 10th in that process, but if Devin makes another mistake like he did, could be interesting. But yeah, now Devin's pulling away. Royce Crown's tires now just probably got really hot after that big slide. And yeah, this is probably the crossover between the mediums and the hards at this point. Because now Devin almost out of that DRS range. Royce Crown did get the DRS though. 2 to go in Austria. This is not looking great for Royce Crown, but we'll see. Can he put together some crazy laps here? The final 2 laps of this Austrian Grand Prix. He wants this win. He's going to work as hard as he can for it. But here we go. Devin also wants it. He wants to win his debut race. So here we go. Big slide from Royce Crown again. And Royce Crown's going to struggle on that exit. Wouldn't be surprised if Devin breaks out of the DRS range this time by. And it's the lap he needs to. Royce Crown, just, yeah, 9/10 the gap. He can't fall out of 1 second range. But here we go. Through the sweeping corner, Royce Crown does not have the same grip that Devin has. And what a battle it was between these two. Is also fighting for 6th. Night Owl and Bradley. It's going to be a battle we're going to have to watch. This is going to be a battle that probably comes down to the end. Night Owl, your pole sitter. Bradley looking to get 6th. But here we go, heading on to the final lap. Royce Crown out of DRS range, and that might be it. Devin is out of DRS range, or he's broken out of DRS range to Royce Crown, and we're on the final lap here in Austria. Devin looking to take his first career Formula Legion victory. Here we go, heading up through turn 2, turn 3. Here we go. Royce Crown obviously way far back to make a send. Those mediums were just not the call for Royce Crown. I had a feeling the hards were going to be the call. I think if Royce Crown chose the hards, it would have probably been a battle to the end, but it's not going to be. Royce Crown's just going to come up short 2 races in a row here in Austria. As, yeah, fighting here for 3rd. They're swapping positions, but don't think we'll still have 3rd either way. But here we go. Through the final corners here. Devin just joined this league not too long ago. And Devin, in his debut race, Devin will take the checker flag, and Devin will win the Austrian Grand Prix. What a win for Devin. Royce Crown comes home in 2nd. Unfortunate for him. Savage going to come home 3rd on track. Thake going to come home 4th as he goes off in the grass. Dylan Thake comes home in 4th. While I think that's another 10-second penalty for Savage. And that's big for Billy Kreger because he's within 20 seconds. Billy Kreger will take 4th position. Is going to finish just behind his Ferrari teammate. Yeah, he's going to, or no, he didn't take 4th position. Night Owl going to come home in 6th with a good fight with Bradley. But Night Owl, oh, Night Owl in the wall. Night Owl in the barrier, on top of the barrier. What's happening to Night Owl? And now Bradley gonna come home in the final corner. Gonna come home in 6th. What on earth just happened? Gonna spin it across the line. Night Owl in his debut race will come home 7th. Had no breath to commentate that crash. I was not expecting that. But here comes Jonathan Hibbett, final car to cross the line. Down in 8th. So here we go. He heads through the final corners. Gonna just, yep, he's gonna put it in the wall. And yep, here he comes, heading through the final corners. What chaotic race it was in Austria, as John Hibbett will come home in P8 in the Red Bull. Man, what a race that was. That was a great fight at the end. Really clean on top at the front of the field, but as he got further back, it was a little questionable. Here's your podium. And yep, here is your awards here. Race winner goes to Devin. Fast lap goes to Night Owl. Driver of the day goes to Devin. And most overtakes goes to Bradley. But yep, here's your result. Devin takes his first career win in Formula Allegiant. Royce Crown second, Dylan Fake third, Savage fourth, Billy Cugger fifth, Bradley sixth, Night Owl seventh, Jonathan Thibbett eighth, Ross ninth, and then Ryan Ocon 10th, Merrick Spear 11th, and March Car 12th. Those three both retire early from the Austrian Grand Prix. Yep, well, that's going to do it from Austria. Now we get to hear from your drivers here in the interviews. Goodness, don't mind me clear my throat. But, yep, we're going to go and hear from the drivers here in a sec. Alright, about to lose my voice. Here we go. So hear from your drivers here in Austria. So here we go. Alrighty.
See it.
Crowd could pissed off for all I care.
What on earth is going on here?
Don't let your mommy hear you.
Somebody's
I have no
angry.
idea.
Somebody
I have no
angry.
idea. The only thing I saw was when
Mic
Ryan
on the mic
full sent
again.
turn 2 and cleaned out the Sauber. And then I think they were beating and banging a little bit more, but and then the Sauber quit, and then he was trying to go the safety car 2 laps down. That's all I saw. I don't know if there's more to it.
Nah, Dylan, you got smoke.
Shut up, you
Final lap boot out, you dick.
Welcome along, Bryce.
Yeah, let me just, I'll start in a sec.
Can I do mine first? Because I want to get to bed.
Yeah, sure.
No.
But yeah, if you want to skip that, sure.
Let the Europeans go first.
That was crazy. I'm gonna go back and watch
shit.
that
I didn't
race
save
and
my
see
replay.
who was. I want to see the replay of People B thing, because for once I wasn't involved.
I didn't say my replay, I'm gonna get fucking murked off the P3.
Good or shit.
How'd you get beaten by 0% force feedback, you weapon?
Alright, we'll go ahead and start here. We'll go ahead and start with Ryan Ocon. So Ryan Ocon, you ready?
Boo.
Oh no, my bad. We gotta start with Dylan Fake. I forgot. Yeah, we started Dylan Fake. Yeah, my bad. I forgot. I almost forgot. But yeah, we're gonna start with Dylan Fake then, because he wants to get to bed. So, Dylan Fake, you ready?
Yes.
So yeah, Dylan Fake. You come home in P3 provisionally after Savage had that penalty. And yeah, you come home in P3. It was a good battle between you and Savage. Obviously, either way, you're probably going to have that P3 with a penalty, though. But yeah, you're also up there fighting for the win for a little bit, but just strategy didn't really work out, and you obviously had that moment in out of the sweeping corners. So yeah, just run me through your racing perspective.
Qualifying, I couldn't tickle the track limits to me fancy, so I started quite low down. And then the race, bit of skill issue spinning, but I had a fantastic old time with my mate Savage. So, day was made, and if his penalty goes, which I think it will do from what I hear occurred, I'll take P4 after that. It was a more than enjoyable race from my end.
Yeah. So yeah, we have, what is next? We have Japan coming up next. How do you think he'll do there?
I'll be completely honest, I don't know if I'm making it. I'm going away very early on the Saturday morning, so the race will finish at about 1:30 my time, so I might need to sleep over that. But if I do make it, probably horribleness, if I had to say anything. But yeah, we'll see. We shall see.
Yep. Alright, we'll go ahead and move on to Ryan Ocon actually this time. So Ryan Ocon, you ready?
I mean, you want to let Savage go first? I mean, he's also from the UK as well. Probably it's more appropriate if you'd like.
Oh, brother.
Would you want to, Savage?
You gotta get to bed. Okay.
Okay. Alright, we'll just go ahead and start with we'll go and do Ryan Ocon then. So yeah, Ryan Ocon, you ready?
Ready as ever.
So yeah, it was an interesting race, to say the least, from your end. You had quite a few stuff happen, but yeah, not really much to say, to be honest. Just walk me through your race from your perspective.
We'll be here for a while. Maybe not.
Oh boy.
No, I want to talk about yesterday because I think that's where this all starts. There's definitely a sense of people who think I've not taken blame for one and have gone a little overboard with what they've said. I've heard a majority of what was said. I'm aware of what's said about me, and that transpired into tonight, obviously. They don't care what I have to say, so I don't care what they have to say. I won't stay here for the whole thing. But to start with the Sauber, because I think the Haas, the thrashing goat, he was wondering what happened. Prior to that, I went into braking zone, turn 3. I hit Dylan, which he's the only one I really need to apologize to. Didn't mean to do that. Overshot it, hit him. Thankfully, he kept going. I let him go. There was no issue there. I hit Savage, tried to let him go, and then we know what happened afterwards. There's just like him and SV and even one of our regulars in here who race every week. There's a group of people in here who, if you piss them off, if they piss you off, the world goes on. But then when you do the opposite, the world ends, and they will shit talk you and not ever admit it. I'm aware I've said my things about this league, good and bad. And I'll admit I've said some things about whether it be the owners or decisions here, but I'll say it to their face. I'm not a two-faced little bitch. And I'll be willing to say that in the Discord chat if they question what I've said before. These guys won't. For SV, that's the foreign spastic over there. But for SV, he was racing me after I had my little incident with Savage, and he tried to clean me out. So we know two can play out that game. I did not care anymore. They brought their little group of RPL fuck buddies in here, and they decided to try to fuck around for what I saw at the front for when I was up there. And then they did the same to me. So that's all the noise. You know, like Dale Sr. said years ago, they could boo me, they could cheer me, they'd make a noise. That's all that matters. So with what happened with SB, he tried to clean me out, and I knew from that point onwards they were not going to take this race seriously with what they did, and SV kept trying to take me out, so I took him back out. I have no shame in admitting it. They come in here to mess around, they don't care about FA, so I won't care about FA. That's how this goes, and that's sad to say because, you know, there'll definitely have to be a lot of apologizing to the owners. Some will do it, some won't. I'll be willing to do it because not their, well, maybe it is, but it's not their fault. You had some people brought in here who, you know, would not care. So that's that. And I know Fada was wondering what happened to him. I basically explained it already, but I don't think I need to explain myself twice to somebody who seems to be all talk on the track. I get along with Faded for the most part, but there are a lot of times where he needs to keep his mouth shut and just move on with the day. And I could say the same for myself too, but I'll own up to it. And I'll own up to it right now. That's that. It was an interesting race. I tried to help Crown as much as I could. But I think Devin got it in the end, so congrats to him. Yeah, I mean, you know, you guys made a mistake by kicking Night Owl first. I know you didn't know what was going to happen whenever the Night Owl and the others came in here, but you guys made a mistake with that, and then you guys brought up the new lobby and put damage off, so
Oh, I put
You know,
damage on.
not to say that
Oh
the race
my
shouldn't have been,
gosh.
not to say the race shouldn't have been taken seriously
Yeah,
it
anyway,
was-
or
it was
shouldn't
off
have been,
price.
but
Yeah,
you
that was
knew
my
what was
bad.
going to happen
Okay.
when you had people do what they
Okay, though,
do
it
what they did at
provided
the back of the
entertainment.
field.
Yeah, me and
So
SV took each other
mistakes
out.
are gonna yeah, and off the line I saw that. So you knew it was gonna happen. When you let a fucking terrorist race, but it's okay. I'm not bothered. Like I said to start it, Bryce,
I'm genuine.
like I said, Bryce, when I started, they don't care what I have to say, so I don't care what they have to say. It does not matter at the end of the day. It's a fucking video game. We'll get over it. I think most of us will, but some of us won't.
Yeah. Also, yeah, my bad. Also, for everyone, my bad. I just want to say it now about the lobby. I was in a rush and I just screwed up
I
some
don't care.
settings. It was my bad. But
We move on. I
Hey,
mean,
made it,
mistakes
made it
happen.
entertaining.
You're gonna, yeah. I mean, you're gonna have people who, be like, whatever, and then you're gonna have people, like I said, who say other stuff, and they won't want to tell you.
yeah. Anyways, so yeah, we have Japan coming up next. How do you think you'll do in Japan, Ryan?
Depends if I'm allowed to race.
Yeah.
I don't know. I doubt I'll need to seek out revenge on anybody. I mean, that's the person they think I am, so I'll show them that, I guess. I don't need to show them that in Japan if I'm not allowed to race. But if I am, I don't know, just have fun, really. I was very, 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 very fortunate yesterday that I was able to have a chance. It was really because it was raining. I'm nothing without the rain. You can see why in races coming into like Canada and other races this season I've said, hey Bryce, I want rain. That's why. So, but yeah, I'm just fortunate I had a chance yesterday. People must think I'm crazy. I guess I am, but with what happened with Crown yesterday, I for his sake, I hope his appeal does go through and works out in the end. I said when it happened, I hate to win that way, and I do. I felt bad winning that way, so to do that to a teammate was not fun. And we'll see what the decision is and where Crown looks to be in points and where our team looks to be in points heading into Japan. Then I think we'll decide what maybe the expectation is. But yeah, I want to apologize to him and Dylan more so too, because he's one of the quieter guys of the bunch over there, and he kind of got caught up in me out breaking myself at turn 3, and I hit him from it. So I'll apologize to him. He probably won't want to hear it though. He's the one who, besides league owners, deserve one here. And he probably won't want to hear it. Probably doesn't want to hear it right now either way. But he'll get not what he deserves in return, but the good karma in a way on Wednesday when everything is all said and done, I'm sure. In a championship in a different league, I don't deserve to win, so and we'll race. We'll hopefully go clean. Hopefully, no issues. Maybe I'm racing. Maybe I'm not. Doesn't matter to me. And I don't think it matters to them either. So,
Yeah.
That's that. I just hope if I am or if I'm not racing, I hope Crown can be on the podium, put on a show, do what he can, and he deserves to. He's a good driver, and so is Dylan and JC, and a decent bit of them. But there are others who don't care what I have to say, so I'll leave it at that. And that doesn't really matter anyway. It's a video game, but I think people overreact at the end of the day, including myself. So shit happens. We saw what happened. We go into Japan and
Sorry, not
we'll get a good
laughing.
race.
Just, this is the longest interview I think of all time.
Kinda
It's
is.
been going for minutes. I think there needs to be an award just for the longest interview.
Give him a Grammy.
The goat of interviews.
By the way, I will be hosting the 2027 Grand Prix. Since I mentioned that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Fade is my co-host. Fade is my co-host.
Anyways,
Y'all are just gonna argue like a married couple.
No, I mean, like I said,
Alright,
for the most
next
part,
interview.
Fade and I.
Yeah, all right. That
No,
next
wait,
interview,
wait,
guys.
wait,
Next
Please,
wait,
interview,
wait, wait.
please,
Is it over?
get him off the
Not with this Fade.
stage.
Not when he's two-faced.
Okay, y'all. All right.
We'll let him have his piece.
I bet right if I kind of cut you off, but yeah. All right. We'll go ahead and move on to Ross. So Ross, you ready?
Oh, yeah. I'm here.
So yeah,
Love you, Ross.
Ross, you made your, I guess you did make your first start yesterday, but your first actual main event start here in Former Allegiant tonight in the Haas, and you didn't have too bad of a performance. You were able to keep the car on track, which is more than a lot of people really could do tonight. So yeah, I mean it was overall not too bad. I mean, considering you come from a Roblox background also, it was definitely not too bad. So, yeah, just run me through your race.
Oh, I actually fixed my presets, so I wasn't 5 seconds slower when the game loaded yesterday.
yeah.
I fixed it, where it was brake checking people in the corners. I was just trying to stay out of people's ways that race, but I got myself like sorted out, took care of it all. I had no idea what happened at the start, except with I think it was Ryan. At the initial start, like I got to his right side, and I don't think he knew I was there, but I didn't really care about that incident because there was no damage. And then I saw him just waylay that Sauber out of nowhere in turn 2, and I was just dying. And that was my race highlight. And basically, I was just trying to not wreck myself and Bennett all race. So I think the more I play this game, because that was my second ever race in this game, I think the more I play, the better I get. So we'll see how it goes, and I'll see you guys in Japan.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We can't ask a second question. All right. Yeah. That's Ross, and yeah, we'll go ahead and move on to Jonathan Hibbett. So Jonathan Hibbett, you ready?
Indeed.
So yeah, John Libet, you come home in P8. Sort of my holy voice crack. Sort of a quiet race. Sort of a quiet race in Austria, but you do come home at P8, and yeah, not much really to say. So just walk me through your race.
I just want to say, I want to address what Ryan called me first. He wants to call me a two-faced son of a bitch. He was 3 laps down. I was on the lead lap, so I don't know why he's talking. Anyways, yeah, I mean, it was a quiet race for me. From my perspective, we didn't have a bad race whatsoever. I don't know why Joe's laughing either. But anyways,
Joe.
yeah, quiet race for
No,
me.
I'm not laughing at you. I promise.
I know you're. I know. But yeah, we ran a pretty lower downforce setup than what we're used to. I used to run, 50-40 around here. I ran 26 around here, so the car definitely felt way better in a straight line and through corners as well. But I think what we struggled on is unforeseen circumstances. We had Maddox double stack with me into the pits with his 10-second penalty, so he's holding me up for God knows how long. And then you got Ryan hitting me into the pits. I mean, I don't know why he's allowed to race despite the allegations that I was sent 5-6 hours ago. I mean, come on.
We're gonna figure it out.
He wants to call every single RPL guy a bunch of freaking two-faced people. Look at him, dude. He looks like a freaking chia pet.
He called though.
Yeah, we'll get it all figured out. But yeah, heading on to Japan. How do you think you'll do in Japan?
It's not my best track. I can definitely say that. If I finish above last, Bryce, give me a participation award at this point, because I hate that track with a burning passion. I hate a lot of tracks, but Japan, and this is not me being racist here, I hate the atmosphere.
Yeah, you're banned.
Okay.
You're banned, buddy. See you first.
Anyways, we'll go ahead and move on to who would it be? It would be Savage. Savage ready? Yeah. So yeah, Savage, you had a decent performance tonight. I shouldn't say decent; it was pretty good. But you did get that penalty that you did say you'd obviously try to appeal and stuff. But yeah, you come home on track P3, but you finished P4 provisionally. So yeah, just walk me through your racing perspective. What was it like battling Dylan Fake at the end of the race? And yeah, just walk me through your race.
Well, for one, I literally raced with 0% force feedback because I'm European, so it's like 1 a.m. And off in turn one, it was like a warfare. So I was straight into the wall by SD. So cheers, Amar, if he watches this. And then from last all the way to P4, it's going to be P3 because Ryan hit me into the pit, and I think Dylan might side with me on that one, with the fact that that 10 should be removed. But I'm not really that bothered if it doesn't anyway, because not much I could do about it because I didn't even get the race replay in the end. But yeah, it was a good battle with Dylan near the end. I had about 50% battery on that final lap. How much did you have, Dylan? I bet you can't hear me, can he? He had 100, so held a good battle. And yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we have Japan coming up next. Do you think you'll be able to do well at Japan?
Not really. I'm not the best at Japan on the game. I was quite a bit ago, but not anymore. But one thing I will say is, with Ryan arguing earlier, it's just you can't call people two-faced when half of the stuff he's probably said a lot of stuff about the people in here, and I don't think it's right. And I will just say for a second that he needs to get a grip, because if he's going 3 laps down, putting me in dirty air for near enough the whole race, you can't just go around and say that these RPL lads aren't good people, or they're not quick, or this, when you're just going to be sat 3 laps down. You're going to put me. He was blue flag, but he had so much battery. He just kept conserving. I'm trying to get on with my race and catch JC, and he held me up, and I lost about 5 seconds to Devin and Royce. So my race was basically over from there. So, but to take the positive, it was good battling with Dylan, and also it was quite fun racing on 0% force feedback. I might do it again.
Yeah. Alright, well, we'll go ahead and move on to Royce Couch will be, I guess, your last interview tonight because your race winner, Devin, isn't here. So, yeah, Royce, you ready?
Yep.
So, yeah, Royce, you unfortunately come up just short, just like last night. You weren't quite able to get Devin. Those mediums seemed like they just followed off at the end, but it was still a great battle between you and Devin. And you come home in P2, but yeah, I mean, what more do you think you could have done at the end, and just how did your race go overall?
It was a good race. The start was carnage. I just took advantage, made up a bunch of positions, and then from there on, it was just, full blast. But yeah, great battle with Devin throughout the whole race. He just had the hards. I had no grip whatsoever on those mediums, and those last 2 laps, they just fell off a cliff. But yeah, right by the end, I was at puncture range, 80-something% on those rear tires. But yeah, P2, it's the maximum I could have done with the tire selection. I was away from my screen, so I couldn't pick the harder compounds. If I had another set of hards, it could have been different. But yeah, P2's good. I'm happy with that. And yeah, we'll do our best next week. I love Japan, so should be fun.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Japan coming up next, as kind of mentioned. I mean, you said you really like it. Do you think you'll be able to do good there?
Yeah, definitely aiming for that top slot. It's been a minute since I've gotten a win, so I'm kind of getting a little itchy. So I'll be doing some practice, and we'll see what happens next week.
Hell yeah, you go, Crown.
Hell
Good
yeah.
shit, bro.
All right. Well, unfortunately, race winner Devin isn't here, so
We love Crown.
yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and end the streams. So yeah, I'm gonna do my outro. Thank you guys for racing, and see you guys in Japan.
Thanks for commentating.
Always knocks you out of script. Okay,
Thanks,
anyways.
Blessing.
See ya. Okay. All right. Well, I gotta get to a league race, so I'm gonna hurry up. So that's gonna do it for me. We're gonna have a lot of things to discuss after this race between us owners, and yeah, we'll have to see. If you want to stay updated, join the Discord. It should be linked in the channel description. So if you just do that, you should be able to find it. And yeah, other than that, see you guys next week at Japan. And yep, hopefully we don't have too many more off weeks after this. So yeah, see you guys at Japan. And yep, see you guys next week at Japan. See you guys.